fire through storytelling, discussion, hands-on activity, and they will learn how fire starts and its effects on the environment, and then they will also learn how to prevent fire. The learning outcomes that we were focusing here, again, we're going through language arts, and then we integrated health education. Can look at that afterwards in more detail. And then we're going to lesson in a glance. What will happen first? First, we are going to do the 4 corners, and then for our first lesson, we went with our vocabulary strategy, right? So we're going to go to our 4 corners. We're going to stick the word spark here at the first corner, and then we're going to do deforestation at the second corner, and then we are going to do environment at the second corner, and then we are going to do safety at the 4th corner. And so our students are going to be rotating at these corners, they're going to be grabbing little pictures, and then they're going to be coming up with their own little definition of what they think they mean. They're going to come back, and then teacher is going to move into the 4 corners, and the teacher is going to see if they grab the correct picture, and then the teacher is going to ask them what they came up with, and then teacher is going to give them a child-friendly definition for it. So like for example, spark. Like what definition would you come up with spark? Anybody? What is a spark? Something bright. Something bright. All right. Anybody else? Matches. Matches. All right. Very good. So then all of these things right here where it's provided, they can either draw or they can either write. You know what they come up with, and then we come back in a whole group and we discuss that one. And then we go to the explain, understanding fire and safety, and then we're going to have a 10 minutes class discussion, moderate communication and participation, of course, because if we just start, we're going to go into 20-25 minutes. So then we're just going to have a moderate discussion